Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome as we get set for the weigh-ins for tomorrow night as Miller Lite presents the return to WinStar World Casino and Resort for Bellator MMA. Just a couple of months ago, the big doubleheader weekend was here during the holiday season, and now to kick off 2017, we're back again with the first ever title on the line. More details about that in just a moment. Tomorrow night, the main card, as always, airs live and free on Spike at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 o'clock local time. For those joining us on the live stream, we welcome you as well to WinStar World Casino and Resort. For ticket information, for those of you at home, Bellator.com if you're making your way to WinStar. For those in the house, the Global Event Center box office just across the way will have your ticket information. Seats still available. Get them now, though. Get them fast for tomorrow night's action. I'm Bellator cage announcer Michael Williams. Joining me on stage, as always, a lovely lady from Bellator MMA, Mercedes Terrell. Joining us momentarily when we square off the fighters, VP of Talent Relations for Bellator MMA, Mr. Rich Chow. Tomorrow night, on the main card, in the main event, the inaugural Bellator Women's Featherweight title is on the line, and two of the very best featherweights will vie for that title. The Jewel, Julia Budd, takes on the former bantamweight world champion, Marloes Coenen. That's in tomorrow night's main event. 5 rounds for the first ever Bellator Women's Featherweight title. Tonight's weigh-ins and tomorrow night's action, all sanctioned by the Chickasaw Nation Office of the Gaming Commissioner. That's Mr. Scott Colbert. And Deputy is Mr. Haskell Alexander here as well. Gentlemen, thank you very much. And now, let's put the fighters onto the scale. To do that, as always, one half of the broadcast team, along with Sean Grandy for Bellator Live and Free on Spike. This is Mr. Jimmy Smith.
Thank you so much. We start off with our preliminary fights. Of course, check them out on Spike.com. We start out with a catchweight, 175 pounds. It's Jason Witt versus Justin Patterson. First to the scale, fighting out of Lee's Summit, Missouri. Please welcome Jason Witt. 170.6 for Jason Witt. And his opponent, fighting out of Haltom City, Texas, please welcome Justin Patterson. $174.5 for Justin Patterson. They'll kick it off for us. Jason Witt versus Justin Patterson, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, a women's featherweight fight, 145 pounds. It's Gabrielle Holloway versus Alexis Dufresne. First to the scale, fighting out of Gaithersburg, Maryland. Please welcome Gabrielle Holloway. 146 on the dot for Gabrielle Holloway. And her opponent, fighting out of Temecula, California. Please welcome Alexis Dufresne. 145.3 for Alexis Dufresne. Let's give it up for the ladies. Gabrielle Holloway versus Alexis Dufresne. Next up, a women's flyweight fight, 125 pounds. It's Katie Collins versus Emily Ducote. First to scale, fighting out of Branson, Missouri. Please welcome Katie Collins. $125.8 for Katie Collins. And her opponent, fighting out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Please welcome Emily Ducote. $124.1 for Emily Ducote. Let's give it up for the women's flyweights. Katie Collins versus Emily Ducote. Next up, a lightweight fight, 155 pounds. It's Cody Pfister versus Jonathan Gary, versus scale, fighting out of Amarillo, Texas. Please welcome Cody Pfister. $155.6 for Cody Pfister. And his opponent, fighting out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Please welcome Jonathan Gary. $154.4 for Jonathan Gary. The lightweights, 155, Cody Pfister versus Jonathan Gary. Give him a hand. And our final preliminary fight, a catchweight, 151 pounds. It's Emmanuel Rivera versus Tristan Thomason, versus scale, fighting out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Emmanuel Rivera. 150.7 for Emmanuel Rivera. And his opponent, fighting out of Sulphur, Oklahoma. Please welcome Tristan Thomason. $147.3 for Tristan Thomason. That'll be our final preliminaries. Emmanuel Rivera versus Tristan Thomason, ladies and gentlemen. Now on to the televised portion of our show. Of course, check us out on Spike TV. We start out with a catchweight, 195 pounds. It's Charles Hackman versus Rafael Lovato Jr. versus scale, fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri. Please welcome Charles Hackman. 194.8 for Charles Hackman. Charles, big step up. Now you're on the televised portion on the main card. How does it feel?
That's what happens, man, when you're a pro and they call you for these fights and you make weight, you get opportunities. So I'm not going to, squander it.
And his opponent, fighting out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Please welcome Rafael Lovato Jr. 193 for Rafael Lovato Jr. Everybody knows you're undefeated in MMA, the success you've had in Jiu-Jitsu. How do you bring that energy to the Bellator fans? Let them know who you are.
Just keep doing what I do, man. I'm just so thankful to live this life, and I'm anxious for another opportunity to do what I love most.
They'll kick it off for us. Two great fighters, Charles Hackman versus Rafael Lovato Jr. We move up to the heavyweight division, 265 pounds. It's Roman Pizzolato versus Justin Wren. First, fighting all the way from Louisiana, Roman Pizzolato. Record of 9-6 as a pro, 5 wins by knockout, 4 by submission. $242.6 for Roman Pizzolato. You're already fighting a big name in Justin Wren. Now on Spike TV, on the main card, what do you make of this opportunity?
It's a dream come true. I'm just hoping I can make all of my students at my little gym in Plaquemine proud, and my mom's going to be watching on TV. She's excited about it, so am I.
Got to give a shout out to the moms. That's important. His opponent, fighting out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Please welcome Justin Wren. Record of 12-2, 6 wins by knockout, 3 by submission. $234.4 for Justin Wren. Justin, every time you go out there, you got a whole village behind you. Here, you got the home crowd behind you as well. How does that motivate you, man?
Man, I'm just excited to go out there and perform. Perform for them, perform for myself, for the team, family. So I'm really excited for tomorrow night.
Let's give it up for the heavyweights. Roman Pizzolato versus Justin Wren. Our next fight in the welterweight division, 170 pounds, it's Brandon Gertz versus Fernando Gonzalez, first to the scale, fighting out of Denver, Colorado. Please welcome Brandon Gertz. 165.6 for Brandon Gertz. Brandon, I asked you about this fight, moving up from lightweight to welterweight. You said, hey, speed doesn't change, power doesn't change, and I got both. How do you show that tomorrow night?
Just tune in tomorrow. You're going to see me take him out.
And his opponent out of Menifee, California, please welcome Fernando Gonzalez. $173.9 for Fernando Gonzalez. You heard what he had to say, that he's going to take you out. He knows where to find you. You're going to be right in front of him like you are in every fight. What are the fans going to see tomorrow night?
Listen, I didn't underestimate this guy. He's a tough veteran. And we have some indifferences on this, and we're going to settle it tomorrow. We'll see who takes who out.
Don't expect this to go the distance. Brandon Gertz versus Fernando Gonzalez. And our main event, the inaugural Bellator Women's Featherweight World Title, 145 pounds. It's Julia Budd versus Marloes Coenen, first to the scale, fighting out of Port Moody, British Columbia, Canada. Please welcome Julia Budd. Record of 9-2 as a pro, 3 wins by knockout, 1 by submission. 144.8 for Julia Budd. Julia, you said when they were doing the photo shoot and they put that belt around your waist, it was an emotional moment. That was just wearing it. Yeah. What does it feel like being one fight away from actually owning it?
Dream come true, man. I'm so ready to put on a show tomorrow night and show what I've been working my ass off for. So.
And her opponent, fighting out of Amsterdam, Netherlands, please welcome Marloes Coenen. Record of 23-7, 3 wins by knockout, 17 by submission. 144.7 for Marloes Coenen. Marloes, this is why you came into Bellator, to be the champ. Same question, how does it feel to be one fight away from it?
It was a really long road. It took us, more than half a year, I guess. And I'm ready for a war.
I hear they are ready. This is our inaugural Women's Featherweight World Title, 145, Julia Budd versus Marloes Coenen. Crowd is always great here. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you so much.
Hey, for those that have joined us here live, ticket information, if you don't have them now, I know you want to get it just across the casino at the box office at the Global Event Center here at WinStar World Casino and Resort. For those joining us online, we thank you for joining us. Bellator.com has ticket information for tomorrow night's show presented by Miller Lite. Again, thank you for joining us for the weigh-ins, the first ever Bellator Women's Featherweight title on the line tomorrow night. We'll see you live and free on Spike, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time.